What's going on, everybody? Here's Romako back with some more of the new update content. And once again, for those of you that don't know, I am currently on vacation. That's why these videos are a little scuffed with the, seeing the OBS at the beginning and no intro and all that type of stuff. But as soon as I get back home, it'll be back to the normal stuff. I just figured I needed to try to get out some content, and I knew the update was going to drop while I was on vacation, so I brought a little mic with me, and I'm doing the best I can. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying these videos. I've been enjoying making them for sure, but I definitely can't wait to get back and stream and get back to some of the more normal videos again on all the new content still. But there's still a lot to cover in this update, so I'm going to still pump out a few more videos these next couple of days, and then I'll be back soon. So check those links in the description because I am going to be streaming again soon, I promise. But today we are going to be showcasing one of the new weapons, the Fire Tower. As you can see, it's a melee weapon. If you've been sleeping under a rock and didn't know, both the new weapons added are melee weapons. We now have one of each element. This is the Fire. It has a 50% deal burning effect. It has 1 ammo in the mag. It does a very high chunk of damage. And this one has recover consumed ammo to reserve ammo on a miss. So let's take a look at it here. First of all, I think it's a toss-up between this one and the other new melee weapon, the Poisonous Katana, on which one I think looks the coolest. But it's going to be hard to beat this one. So it's literally just a tower made of fire, hence the name Fire Tower. But it has the left click and the right click, which I will show off in just a second. A very high damaging weapon. As you can see, it almost one-shot a buffed enemy at the beginning, and it is affected by Lucky Shot, obviously, and can crit, I believe, as well. Or no, sorry. The right click cannot crit. Only if you get something like Deadly Counter can it crit. But the right click, I'll show it, it's just a flaming wheel. I don't think it has a limited range, from what I've seen at least. I think it just goes and goes, but it does not penetrate. So it only hits whatever's in front of it. That went all the way to the wall, I'm pretty sure. So maybe it does have a limited range. I just haven't found it yet. But obviously, as with all of the melee weapons, I think the best character to play them on is, for sure, the bird. And ironically enough, one of the worst characters you could play it on is the new character. So that's pretty interesting. They added new melee weapons, but a character that really does not do well with melee weapons. But my first impressions on it are I really like this one. Significantly better than the Flowing Light. It obviously does a lot more damage. It has a much slower fire rate, I guess you could say. But I think that trade-off is way in favor of the damage versus the fire rate. Plus, you can get some fire rate up to help that out, swing it a little bit faster, and then you do a lot of damage a lot faster. But just the fact that it does so much damage is really nice, and obviously the 50% chance to burn is really good for doing elemental synergies. So playing this on the cat could be really, really good as well, and I'm sure I'm going to be trying that out soon. But the bird, I don't know. I'll have to test it to see if I think I like the bird more than the cat or bird more with the melee weapons. The bird's just so good at getting up close and personal, and it has some ascensions to help out. But the cat has a lot of really good ones too, so I'll give it a test and check it out for sure. I'll get a more in-depth look into it. But either way, you can see the right click, or the left click, sorry, the normal attack, does have a pretty good range, so you can knock a few enemies around at once. See, that got all the way there. That got all the way there. It does have very long range. I said before this update, I think we all kind of assumed that there was going to be more melee weapons. And I really, really needed to see melee weapons that have a ranged option. And both of the melee weapons that were added in this update have a ranged option. So that's super, super nice and really good, in my opinion, because the Flowing Light against the worm, either of the second bosses, really, it's so difficult to use and try to get a kill with either of them, because you have to be up close and personal. With these weapons, you have an option in case you need to play at long range, which happens a lot. So as you can see with the shielded enemies, this thing does not have piercing, but the right click does make an explosion when it hits, so you can get around shields, not through them, but you can get around them. The other melee weapon does have piercing. Let's go ahead and just do it all. Double the elemental effect chance? Sure. I mean, doubling it makes it guaranteed after a kill, so that's really nice. But yeah, a lot of really good things I think you can do with this weapon in terms of its elemental synergies, and then obviously just the fact that it just does a ton of damage. Mix that with a few good scrolls and a few good ascensions, and you're going to be doing a lot of damage to bosses, enemies, everything really. So overall, I think this is a huge win for the Gunfire Reborn team, because I think I speak for most people when I say that we were all pretty underwhelmed with the flowing light when it was introduced as a melee weapon. So it's just really good to see a much better melee weapon come out. They did buff the flowing light, which I'm sure I'll do a video on at some point. It's just not high on my priority list, but I haven't even had a chance to try the buffed version yet, so I'll have to see. I swear, I know I've tested this. I don't think it works with one ammo weapons. I'm almost certain, so we're just gonna assume that I'm right. We'll test it out against this boss and maybe do a little bit of the desert just to show you guys a little more of it. But yeah, it's a really nice weapon. It feels good. Like I said, it's a slow rate of fire, but honestly the timing doesn't feel that bad. Unlike something where, like the Bloody Drill, where I just can't stand it because of how slow it shoots. This thing, I think, just feels natural. I don't know, it just feels right for the weapon for some reason. You like that timing? See, like this. Right here. Oops. Can I hit with this? I wonder if I can. See, so I can't even hit anything besides his hands with the left click. But because it has a ranged option, that doesn't really matter. I mean, he's almost halfway dead just from spamming the right click. So this is why ranged options on a melee weapon are necessary in this game. And thank God they did it, is all I have to say. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try to get, with this weapon specifically, because it's a high damage, low rate of fire weapon, see how high we can get the damage numbers. Probably the cat is the best option for that. Oh. Yeah, saw that coming. Because of the pyro increase in damage, but that plus a few other things, man, and we could have a really good synergy on your hands. But it would have been a lot quicker against Luwu because you could use left click. But yeah, we'll run through a little bit of the desert and just kind of show it off some more. Yeah, I'll take reinforced eggshell. But one of the things, the etch on the peddler, man, it's just being able to add an inscription to your weapon is so good. One of the best things that I think they've added, besides some of the stuff in reincarnation mode, which we'll get to when we get there. But is there no tip? Oh, whatever. Yeah, super nice weapon as long as you can get up close range. The left click definitely seems more effective, which I'm kind of glad. I'd much rather, it's a melee weapon, so you're supposed to be up close. But the fact that it at least has the option for long range is one of the highlights of this thing. So, as you guys know, every time there's new weapons added or any major balance changes, there will be a weapon tier list soon. And I can tell you that this weapon is going to be significantly higher than the flowing light on the tier list. It's just infinitely better. So I'm glad. I'm assuming they listened to the community and got some feedback after their first melee weapon was an absolute bust. But I'll give them credit. I mean, it's hard to make a melee weapon work really well when it's their first one in a game like this that's so, you know, every single weapon they've had this far has been all about range. So the fact that they put one out there, learned from it, listened to people, and kind of fixed it for the second one, I think is great news for them and for us as players going forward. I'm sure we'll see plenty more melee weapons added. If I had to guess, the next one's going to be a neutral melee weapon, one that has no element. But yeah, there's a lot of options they have for that, so I think they did a really good job with the design as well for both of the new ones. The flowing light was pretty standard, and honestly, I don't know, there's nothing really exciting about looking at it, but this thing, a spinning tower of fire, and then a poison katana, like both of those are really good designs for the weapon. What the, oh. Alright, I guess we'll try to see if we can get to the second boss. Might as well. See if we can get, show it off a little bit against the Wind God, maybe? Which is definitely one of the toughest bosses in the game for this thing. Although, to be fair, I haven't fought the final boss with it. So the final boss, or the new final boss, could definitely be tougher. It's hard to know. Ooh. What is this thing at? It's at +5, so we'd get... Yeah, no, we're going to go for the scroll. And we got Ostrich Rider. That's disappointing. What the... Oh, what? How did that not hit? I do wish that, because the right click on the poisonous katana is a penetrating bullet, so this one can only hit like one enemy unless they're really close, which kind of sucks. But once again, I think that's because of the trade-off with how high the damage is, so I guess it's fair. It's just super annoying to see like two enemies standing right next to each other, and then you can only hit one of them with the right click, when it really seems like it should hit all of them. And we're almost out of ammo. That's not good. And there's actually none around here. Okay, I got a little bit. Oh wait, what the? Alright, last wave. Can we survive it? Get through the entire wave with the melee weapon, which is something that would have been nay impossible with the flowing light. An entire seal room with just a melee weapon. But now that we have the nice new melee weapon out, we might be able to actually do it. Although I probably shouldn't say that, because that means it's definitely not going to happen now. Yeah, you're still as annoying as ever. As soon as you burst through shields, man, it just does so much damage. And look at that. We got through one of the most annoying rooms in the game, if we're being honest, with nothing but a melee weapon. Crazy how good they can be if you put them, if you design them right. Alright, one more stage and then we'll try the second boss. And then that should be good for this thing's showcase. I actually still have to, unlock the poisonous katana. So that video is probably not going to be up for another day or two. But I'll try to unlock it as soon as possible. And then we still have the new boss, the new talent system to talk about, and obviously reincarnation mode, which is a pretty major thing. A couple of really interesting things in that. So yeah, it should be fun. A few more new videos to go. That's so disappointing that that thing spawned in. Although he doesn't have a shield, so we kind of just melt through his health bar. Okay. Nah. Well, actually, I should buy ammo. I don't care about any of the other things. I kind of hope we get the Wind God, honestly. The Wind God might actually be a little bit easier because it doesn't have armor or a shield. That was really stupid. Because chunking through the armor is not easy. But if it's just health, I mean, the health goes down pretty quick. And obviously Lucky Shot's going to be really good. If you can get really, really nice Lucky Shot synergy going on, this thing will hit like an absolute bus. Which, I don't know how the katana is yet, obviously, because I haven't seen it. But I think a melee weapon should feel, you know, really powerful up close. It should be one-shotting these enemies, or two-shotting when we get to the health bar. Like, that's what they should be made for. And the Flowing Light did a really, really bad job with that, but the Fire Tower fixes all of those issues. We'll have to see if the Poisonous Katana can keep up. Oh, ran out of ammo again. Damn. I need bullet bank or something. Alright, last wave. Ow. Dang. No, whatever. It's probably just not even worth it. Let's just finish him off with this thing. Nope. Okay. And let's see what we get. Oh, actually, let's try to get like within range or something. Hey, we actually did get the Wind God, so we get to use the Fire Tower against the Wind God. This should be interesting. That's actually pretty good. That's not as good. Fuck yeah. Alright. Oh, wait, ammo. I almost certainly would have ran out of ammo. That would have been awkward. Alright, let's see how this does against this thing. I actually don't think I've used this against the Wind God yet, so it should be interesting. Oh, well, we whiffed that. That's embarrassing. Yep, get that Lucky Shot, get that burn, that Lucky Shot going. Okay. The right click moves pretty slow, and since this guy just never stops moving, not the easiest to hit. I wonder... Okay, so you can occasionally hit him if you jump. The best way to do it's probably going to be when he lands, honestly, like right now. Oh yeah, see, that's decent damage, but he only lands for half a second before he's gone again. If I could get a nice crit and Lucky Shot combo. I mean, the crit alone is doing, what, 17k? That's not bad at all. Oh, shit. Yep, and I'm not getting back in time. Oh. Ow. No, let's not have a breakdown here. There it is. Look at that. Soloed the Wind God with the new melee weapon. I promise you that would not have been possible with the Flowing Light. Or it may have been possible, but it definitely wouldn't have happened that quick. So, oh, are we rocking Lucky Shot on this thing? Actually, this thing we are. But I'm going to end the showcase for this weapon here. I don't want to make this too long, a full run or anything. I usually only do the full runs on stream. So, but yeah, like I said, be sure to check out those links in the description. I should be back within the next 4 or 5 days streaming again. So you guys are going to want to check that out. Link will be in the description, and plenty more of the new update content coming for you guys. So be sure to be sure that you're subbed to the channel and get ready for these videos. Normally they come out at noon, but obviously they're just kind of coming out whenever I can get them done. We've had 3 today. It's probably going to be it for today's videos, but we'll get some more up tomorrow. Still another new weapon, another final boss to look at, as well as the new talent system and reincarnation mode. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying these videos. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I love each and every one of your faces, and I will catch you all in the next video.